Now, I know the title might be a bit confusing because usually you're used to me not being the victim. Like, I'm the same guy who spit into mom's coffee and fought a family of 4. But not only was I bullied, but there's also a very interesting detail. You see, the person who bullied me was mentally challenged. And before I even give white teenagers who go to liberal arts school the chance to cancel me, I did nothing wrong to the kid who bullied me, okay? In this situation, I am the victim. You can't cancel the victim. Hashtag believe all women. I'm not a woman, but you get the point. Like, this is one of the few videos, if not the only video on my entire channel where I actually did nothing wrong. And I'm excited about that. And yes, if you're wondering, throughout this entire story, I will be referring to myself as the victim. For once in my life, I'll be able to feel like what it feels like to be a white teenage girl named Olivia. But really quick, before we get into the story, and it's gonna be a crazy one as you can pretty much tell, I just made a new channel called Mr. Ellis Shorts. I'm gonna be posting some short stories there as well as some clips from my other videos because Mr. Beast told me to and he's my father. So go follow that channel if you want, and if not, I'll kill myself. But let's get into the story today and talk about how a mentally challenged person bullied me. That sounds so crazy to say, but that's what actually happened. So if you don't know already, I was on the cross country and track team in my high school, and I used to be pretty good at it. Like, I ended up getting a Division I scholarship to college. And here come the 50 people who already started to comment, "Wow, you're so cool, Mr. I got a Division I scholarship, Ellis." Go jump off a bridge, okay? I have to say it because it's actually important to the story. And on my cross country team, there was this kid named Zach. And let's just say Zach was a little bit on the spectrum. Like, I'm pretty sure he had autism, but it could have been something else. But he was also one of those people that didn't have it too bad and was pretty much able to function like a regular person. And I still remember the first day I met Zach. I had just finished running like a 10-mile run with the rest of the guys in varsity, and I was just sitting down chilling when all of a sudden my coach called me and another one of my friends over. And so we get to our coach and she tells us, and she's like, "Hey, there's this new kid who just joined the team. His name's Zach. I think he might be a little autistic, and he was running today and his back started to hurt, so we had to stop. Can you guys just go over there and cheer him up? He's really sad about it. It would make his day coming from 2 varsity guys." And so I was like, "Yeah, of course. We'll go over there, cheer him up, and make everything better." And so me and my friends start walking over to Zach, and we get to him, and he was kind of like in a corner all by himself with his head down, and you could just tell that he felt awful that he couldn't run today because his back was hurting. And he looked so sad, and I felt so bad for him. And in my head, I started thinking, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure I cheer him up and make sure that he completely forgets that he couldn't run today and that he was injured. Like, I basically had a full rehearsed and ready speech about how injuries happen and how even I have had injuries that have kept me out for like months. And so we get to Zach, and I look at him and I'm like, "Hey Zach, how's it going? Is your back hurting?" And Zach picks up his head and looks at me and he's like, "Yeah, my back's hurting really bad. It's hurting really bad because I fucked your mom last night." I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? What just happened? Did he just say that? Listen, I've only been shocked like twice in my entire life. One was when I realized Santa wasn't real, and the second time was when I watched The Red Wedding from Game of Thrones. But after Zach said that, my jaw was dropped lower than James Charles's jaw after he sees a 15-year-old straight white teenager. And I was so in shock, and I thought there was no chance in hell Zach actually said that. Like, there's no way that this mentally challenged person who I went over to help and encourage just roasted me harder than I've ever been roasted in my entire life. So I asked, thinking I just 100% heard Zach wrong or something, and I was like, "Sorry, what did you say, Zach?" And he goes, "Yeah, my back's been hurting a lot because I've been fucking your mom a lot." Bro, I just came here to help you because I thought you needed some encouragement. What is going on right now? And I didn't know what to say. Like, what could I have possibly said? I can't defend myself and be like, "Oh yeah, well, I fucked your mom," because he has the best excuse in the world. Like, you can't make fun of a mentally challenged person. He could have came up to me and said, "I shot your mom dead in the streets, and after she died, I cut off her head and stuck it above my fireplace like it was a deer I just hunted in the woods." And I still wouldn't have been able to say anything. And while I was trying to comprehend what just happened, Zach had this demonic smile on his face like he just won the lottery or something. And eventually, after thinking it over for a little bit and just being in complete shock, I realized that there was just nothing I could do or say, and Zach had just virtually ended my entire life. And I just walked away with my other friend without saying a single word. And my coach saw us both walking together, and she was like, "Hey, how'd it go? Does he feel better now?" And I had no idea what to tell her. Like, do I tell her that this kid had intercourse with my mother? Like, what do I say? So I just looked at her and was like, "Yeah, it went good. He's feeling a lot better now, I think." And if you're out here thinking, oh, maybe it was just like a one-time thing. Maybe he was just acting up or something. You're wrong. Zach ended up doing something like this to me every single day. And he would bully me by doing 3 different things. The first thing he'd do is every time I would talk and he heard me talking, and it didn't matter what I said. Like, I could have said, oh, the weather's really nice today. He would come up to me and be like, yeah, the weather was really nice when I fucked your mom. And the second thing he would do is at least 3 times a day randomly, he would just untie my shoe. And honestly, him untying my shoes was way worse than him saying that he fucked my mom. And I know how that sounds, but just hear me out. Imagine you were getting ready for a race and you had just tied your shoes and you were trying to like get in the zone, and all of a sudden some random kid just comes over and keeps untying your shoes. And no matter what you do or what you say, he just keeps untying your shoes. I'm not even gonna lie, the thought of just stomping on his hand and crushing it must have crossed my mind at least 100,000 times. But I have some morals and I actually never did it. And the last thing Zach would do to me is he would always give me lap dances. It's not like that, bro. Just let me explain. So this isn't something that he would just do to me. He would actually do it to like a lot of people. And for some reason, Zach was actually a really good dancer and he would just randomly give people lap dances. Honestly, that's the best way I can describe it. I don't know what else to say really. I mean, he would just randomly give people lap dances. So Zach was basically a mom fucking shoe untying stripper. And I have so many stories of Zach pretty much just bullying me, but there's one that pretty much sums it all up. So this was like my junior year of high school, and at this time I was completely locked into cross country and track. Like, I would have ate an actual asshole, murdered 10 innocent children, and sold my soul to Satan if it meant that I would get 1 second faster in my race. Like, you would have saw me and Jeffrey Epstein chilling in his private island drinking margaritas if I could get 1 second faster in my race. Like, at this time, all I thought about was cross country and track. Like, I didn't do any schoolwork, I didn't date any girls, I was completely focused on cross country and track. And the reason why I was so focused was because we had this big race coming up. And I had won this race the year before as a sophomore, and this was the race that would determine who would move on to the qualifiers for the state championship. And so when race day came, I didn't talk to anyone that day. And I was blasting Lose Yourself in my headphones like all juniors would think they're hot shit do. And so I get to the race, and before every race, we would have like a 2-mile warm-up. And I would say like 5 seconds into me warming up for this race, I like landed on some kind of curb and twisted my ankle harder than I've ever twisted anything in my entire life. And you know, usually after you like twist an ankle or something, you can get up like 5 minutes later and act like it's no big deal. But this time when I rolled my ankle, it was not like that. The moment I twisted my ankle, I knew there was no chance in hell that I was gonna race that day. It felt like 12 midgets were just stabbing me in the ankle with a machete every time I put any pressure on it. I don't know why they needed to be midgets, just go along with it. But anyways, I hobbled my way back to the track and found like a corner underneath the bleachers where I could just simp at. And I mean, I was pretty much devastated. Like, I had spent the entire year training for this one race, and now I couldn't even race it because I rolled my ankle on the curb in the warm-up. But things were about to get a lot worse for me, because somehow Zach sniffed out that I was having a depressed, sad moment, and he was like, I'm gonna make this man kill himself today. And while I'm like underneath the bleachers basically crying, I look up and I see Zach walking towards me. And in that moment, I swear to God, I prayed to Jesus Christ, even though I don't believe in him, and I was like, if you make this man go away right now, I will devote the rest of my life to you. I will become a monk and live in the monasteries in Thailand for you, please God. And of course, Jesus basically told me to go suck a dick, because 2 seconds later, Zach was just in my face. And I looked at Zach and I was like, Zach, this is not the time, please go away. And he looked at me and without any hesitation said, that's what your mother said when I fucked her. But right after he said that, he looked at my shoes like Quentin Tarantino looks at Margot Robbie's feet and immediately just went to untie it. And somehow, while he was doing this, he managed to twist my ankle that was already bad, even worse than I twisted it the first time. And I scream at Zach and I'm like, Zach, don't touch my ankle. I hurt it. That's why I'm not racing right now. And I think we all know what was about to happen next. Zach looked at me and was like, well, my ankle was hurting after and I just completely cut him off and I was like, if you say because I fucked your mom right now, Zach, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna get a razor blade and chop off my own balls. And let's be honest here, what do you guys think he did next? He looks at me and says, well, I chopped off my balls after I fucked your mom. Bro, what does that even mean? And this is right about the time where I hit the lowest point of my entire life. I tried to get up and walk away, but I could not at all. So I was basically just trapped in a corner all by myself with Zach, who had just now started giving me a lap dance. And there was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything to Zach because every time I would say anything, he would just be like, yeah, well, I fucked your mom. I couldn't get up and walk away because my ankle was basically broken. And I got so desperate right there that I tried to crawl away from Zach. But every time I tried to crawl, Zach would just try and untie my shoes. So I was just there with my shoes untied, getting a lap dance from Zach as he was telling me that he fucked my mom. Like, when I imagine hell, the first thing I think of is a mentally challenged person giving me a lap dance and untying my shoes while he fucks my mother. Yeah, I have a weird definition of hell. This event gave me PTSD and trauma. And I had to sit there and spend 20 minutes in that hell until finally Zach got bored of giving me a lap dance and just left me there alone. And I spent the rest of the day in that corner. And my life got so low at that point that while I was trying to crawl back to the rest of my team, I seriously thought about going through with what I told Zach I was gonna do and just chopping my balls off. But I decided that I didn't have the balls to do it. Please don't unsubscribe for me. Well, yeah, guys, that's the story of how a mentally challenged person bullied me. And there's a lot more stories of Zach bullying me, but let's do that sometime in the future. And if you guys take one thing away from this video, I want you guys to take the moral of this story. And the moral of this story is, boys, if you see someone that's sad, never try and cheer them up, because all that's gonna happen from that is that they're gonna untie your shoes, fuck your mother, and give you a lap dance. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm supposed to be getting my 100K play button today, so the next video might just be a face reveal, so watch out for that. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.